RowdCAST contains adult languages, adult themes, and adult situations. Viewer discretion is advised.
No! No! No!
This is the RowdCAST. It's where I talk about what I want, when I want, however the fuck I want, and you can't do nothing about it, because this is the goddamn internet.
What the fuck is the internet?
First of all, dude, you don't have an accent. Secondly, this is a fucking show dog with fucking papers. You can't board it, it gets upset. Its hair falls out.
Walter.
Fucking dog has fucking papers. Over the line!
Fuck it, I'm about to graduate. You should be sucking on my ball sack.
Oh man, that's cold! I'm a maniac on the floor, and I'm dancing like I've never danced before.
You are now entering the RowdCAST, an online internet radio show brought to you weekly by me, your host, Rowdy Radloff, coming live from Bellevue, Ohio. Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Oh, yeah, buddy. What's up, you fucking creepers? Little fucking sneaky motherfuckers out there. Yeah, another Sunday night, another RowdCAST. I'm still here. I haven't been assassinated yet. They haven't taken me out. I haven't, been struck down, in the internet land either, you know. They, those keyboard warriors, man, you gotta go to battle sometimes. Love having debates with people, though. You know, that's what it's all about. I love to debate people, you know. And I may not be right. I may be wrong. And I might not be wrong. I might be right. So, who knows? But that's kind of what, you know, it got me thinking about tonight's episode. Just some of the people, you know, on the internet and on Facebook and stuff, and everybody has their different views, and everybody's passionate about different things. You know, we all have different beliefs, and we're passionate about those beliefs, and a lot of people fight tooth and nail. You know, they don't want to, even if, you know, there's facts backing it up, and you put it in their face, they're still not going to believe you. They want to choose otherwise, you know, because they have a reason why they believe something else. But yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna do it up. Thank you for joining me. If you're listening live, I love y'all. Appreciate you joining me. I am live on Spreaker.com. If you are listening, the chat's open. Don't be afraid to comment. Say what up. Put your 2 cents in. I always enjoy a little bit of people's input and interactivity. So, throwing a link up right now so anybody else can join the fun. We'll get that done real quick. Jumping into some of the news things. The first thing that I think, I don't know if anybody's seen this. I'm pretty sure I put a link up. If not, I need to have a link on the RowdCAST site. But the Vice documentary, and I think I might even have said something about it before on the last episode. But if you haven't seen that yet, you have to check it out. There's a new Vice. It's probably like 45 minutes long, 50 minutes long. I don't know if you know what Vice is. It's a kind of a news that shows the truth, and it's unbiased, and it's not like any other thing you see. It's not CNN, it's not Fox, it's Vice News. They bring you stories that you would never have heard about or never have seen. Super interesting. All their stuff that they've done for a long time. It's just really cool and different. And HBO, they've got a partnership with HBO, so they are on there. But this new one that they have is called Curing Cancer. And what they show is these doctors that are using this new experimental procedures where they inject people with certain viruses, like the measles virus, the common cold virus, straight into tumors, like a brain tumor. They stick a needle into your head and inject the virus into these tumors. But the craziest thing about this is they're also using the HIV virus. They've genetically modified or tampered with and engineered the HIV virus so that it doesn't attack your healthy cells, that it's only attacking these bad cells. So as soon as it enters your system, it goes right after the cancer cells. And I mean, I don't want to give too much of it away. It's something you need to see. For anybody, I've lost people in my family from cancer, and cancer, it's definitely in my family. There's multiple people that have lung cancer. And one of the reasons that I've been trying so hard to quit smoking, and I'm getting there, but it's very, very hard. But yeah, it's a new hope for a lot of people, I think. I mean, they show some of these kids that are terminally ill with cancer, and they show one little girl, she's on her deathbed, and their parents have no other option. They pretty much say to make amends and say goodbye to her, and they say okay, and they're going to try this surgery where they inject her with HIV, or this procedure, and they do. And then they show her 2 years later, and she's 2 years cancer free. She's in remission. She has not one cancer cell in her body. She's healthy, normal kid, plays, everything's normal with her. And they say they tried this on like 39 kids that were terminally ill with cancer, and it worked on 90% of them. So that's a crazy statistic, and that's fucking crazy. That's way out there. I mean, some of the shit that's going on right now in the medical world and science, and that shit is just wacky. Our world is just we've come so far in just my life. I mean, I guess I'm almost 30. It's sad to say that here in another month I'm going to be 28 years old. That's crazy. I feel like just yesterday I was 18. And it when they say that, each year goes faster, and as you get older, I definitely see that, because I just see the days blur now, and months blur, and now it's almost like years are blurring as they fly by, so that's why you got to make the most of every day. And I always talk about passion and stuff, and if you're passionate about something, speak your mind. If an issue, especially with social media, Facebook and Twitter, put that stuff out there. It's not going to hurt you. If somebody doesn't like it, they can say they don't like it. Who cares? That's your belief and what you want people to know about, or, educate people and talk about. And, that's why I love doing this, to educate if I can. And, I really think the last episode was really cool, because in that episode, I was talking about the pyramids and everything with the pyramids and the Bosnian pyramids that I've, for years now believed about and everything. And I was talking about hoaxes and stuff like that. And as the episode went on, I found out pretty much that the Bosnian pyramids are a hoax, as much as I know and I learned. So the thing that I was talking about, I discovered it was a hoax while we were live on the air. It's that's the kind of stuff that interests me. I thought that was a cool episode, just to show you how the internet is, and how there's so much stuff that we believe or we think's fact, and we run with it, and we tell people, and we stand behind it, but it's really bullshit. And the internet world is so good at getting us to buy bullshit and fake stories and believe stuff and spread stuff like wildfire, and none of it's true. This is our world, this with the Facebook and the Twitter and how can, you can talk to celebrities, or you can, have a video on YouTube that goes viral and all these people see it, and it's a big deal, and, you're no one special, but you become an internet celebrity because of a stupid video that you posted. Our generation, this is the first time, this has never been done before. This has never been seen. We're learning as we go, and technology is getting real crazy, and it's about to get a whole lot crazier in the next 5 to 10 years. I don't know how many times I've said that, but it's really bizarre, with all the HoloLens stuff coming out, the holograms that Microsoft's working on, and all the advertising they're talking about, holograms and cars that drive themselves, and smart homes where you can control your, heat and air conditioning and locks and TVs and everything from your mobile phone. Pretty soon everything's going to be like that. Everything will be tied into your smartphone. You can pay. Now they have the Apple Pay and the Google Pay systems where you can just swipe your phone and it has your credit card information stuff built in. I mean, we are stepping the boundaries, and we're going so fast, We're learning this stuff as we do it. So really interesting. Really excited to see where things go. Also they've been looking for people they're just going to send them to Mars. It's a one-way trip. I was reading this thing. There were like 200 people. They've been interviewing people. NASA's been interviewing people and selecting and going through a selection process of getting the first batch of humans that we're going to send to Mars to colonize Mars. And I don't know exactly if we're going to send them to the surface to colonize, or if they're going to have some kind of space station right off the outside of the atmosphere or something. But I mean, they're really going to do this. They're really talking. They're dead serious, and they're 200 people, and it's a one-way trip. Once they go, we don't have the means to come back. I think once the gas and stuff like that, once you get so far, there's no turnaround. It's a point of no return. And I did an episode. I mean, one of my first couple episodes, back in the old archive, was about Mars and all Mars, and that was the kind of stuff I said. We're going to see that in our lifetime. It's going to happen, and now it is happening. That's what I love. I love when I can think back to old episodes that I was talking about, and then now we see some of that stuff come into fruition. So, man, it gets me excited though. It gets my blood pumping, because I don't even, I don't even know what we're going to see. And that's just the stuff that we know of. The stuff that's going to come out of left field and surprise us and just revolutionize the world is what excites me. The thing about, I think I talked about it before, I did an inspection for a guy that was a pharmaceutical rep, and he showed me, he said, this thing is going to revolutionize the world and for diabetics. It's insulin. And it's a little vial, little small thing, looks like your thumbnail, and you have a little like apparatus, like a little breathing thing. You put that in there, you press down, it pokes a hole in it, and you suck in, you breathe it. You just go, and that's your insulin. Just a little shot of insulin. It goes in, you breathe it in, and that's it. No more needles, no more poking, no more testing. That's how you inject your insulin. You take it right through your mouth. That's amazing. And that's the kind of stuff that we're gonna see so much like that, where it just changes everything that we know. It flips it on its head, and and really just it's wacky to imagine that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm excited. You know, it could be the end of the world. You know, I mean, we could do something that ruins everything too. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I'm so happy to still be doing this, to still be, you know, I promise more guests, and I will have more guests. You know, it gets hard sometimes to fit people in. To you know, I like to do them on Sunday nights. It's good for me. It's the end of my week. It's my only day where I can really just chill. And it's hard to get people to line up. You know, everybody's busy. But I have, you know, one of my best friends that I want to get him on here because I think he'd be really interesting. He's a real intelligent guy. He's, you know, a big Christian. He has faith in that. And you know, we as good friends we are, we clash on certain things, because I'm not super religious, and I think religion, in a lot of ways can be a poison. You know, if it's used in the wrong way, it can really hurt people. You know, it can take people's money. It can, you know, crush people's beliefs, and I feel like it can be very dangerous. I think almost all the wars that have ever been fought, they're fought over religion. So, you know, to have him on here and debate with him, I think will be an awesome episode, and I'm really trying to line it up. I'm hoping next Sunday, I can get him on with me, but I can't promise. If not, I'll definitely have a guest next week with me. But I'd love to have him because I just think it'll be interesting and educational, and I think for you guys it'll be awesome because we'll definitely go to war. But speaking of war, that's kind of what we're going to talk about. And I know it's probably like beating a dead horse over and over again that I talk about this stuff a lot. And you probably say, what, don't you have anything better to talk about or anything cooler to tell us? I probably could, but I like to talk about things that are current. Things that, you know, they mean something, that they can kind of coincide with what's going on in our world. I think that's when I do my best work. That's when I think the RowdCAST is the best. There's a fire in me that gets going, and then tonight I definitely have that because, you know, what did I say? You know, I posted something this morning that I seen, that it was something that Chris Rock tweeted out. You know, it was just a joke. It was a silly joke, and I just seen it. I didn't think much of it. I laughed, and I reposted it, and it said, if I look at it correctly, it said, only President Obama could get gas to $2.50, end 2 wars, get bin Laden, bring unemployment below 8% in our nation, and then be told he's failing as a president. And I laughed. I thought that was a good one. Well, when I reposted it, I think it struck a nerve with a lot of people. You know, you have plenty of people out there that are not fans of Mr. Obama, that think that they are, you know, they have all this facts and stuff, and the things that they say are almost outlandish. You know, some of the things that were said, they're like, you know, he makes a lot of empty promises. He lied about so much stuff. I'd like you to give me one president. Name one president that didn't lie. That didn't make any kind of lie, didn't say anything, that wasn't true, fulfilled on everything they told us they would do. You can't give me one. There's no such thing. What about I didn't have sexual relations with that woman? Bill Clinton got his dick sucked while he was our president. He was cheating on his wife. He was having an affair. And I'm sure that wasn't the first time. But that's all we know. He lied. He lied in front of all of us. He lied under oath. And he's still considered one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. President Bush, he said, Iraq, weapons of mass destruction. We have to go there. We have to take care of it. It has to be done now. We have to take care of the cancer. Lie. That wasn't true. We found out that wasn't true. That they pretty much just told us that because that would get everybody to rally up and get everybody to go. You have when you go back to 9/11, and you look at 9/11, and you have all these people that say it was an inside job. There's a lot of people out there that are very passionate, and they'll tell you that 9/11 was an inside job. It was a false flag attack, and a false flag attack is when it's been done time and time before with other countries that we know of. Speaking of Russia, Russia's done it before, blowing up an apartment building and blaming it on the Chechens so that all the Russian people would want to go to war with Chechnya. And they did. The operation, what was it that they planned on doing? I forget what they were going to do. Something Woods, Operation Northwood. They took this plane, or they planned on taking a plane and shooting it down, to say that, this is back when the Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff, they were going to shoot this plane down and say, and they might have actually, I'm getting confused. I'm thinking I'm mismatching stories, but I'm pretty sure that they were either going to or they did. They may not have, but they had plans to, where they were going to shoot this jetliner down, a bunch of people on board, and they were going to say that the Cubans shot it down to get us to invade Cuba. That was their plan. Official documents came out that are stamped and signed by the president and everything, but that, for some reason, I don't think that ever took off. They never did it. But you have all these people that believe strongly that 9/11 was, there was something afoot there, to get us to where we are today. And is that far of a stretch of the imagination? I highly doubt it. Sadly to say, a lot of people lost their lives, and I would hope that our own government didn't have anything to do with it. Even if they didn't have anything to do with it, if they knew about it and let it go on, that's scary too, to know that it was going to be carried out. They were going to do it eventually, and they didn't do all they could to stop it because they knew if it happened, they had a leg to stand on when they sent us overseas to Afghanistan and Iraq, and we're still going today. I ask you, where to next? Where do we go next? What do we do next? We go to Syria? We go to Iran? We go down into Libya? Do we attack North Koreans? We got plenty of enemies. We got plenty of places that we're going to go liberate. I say that with quotation marks. We're going to make them free. We like to make everybody fucking free. That's what we do. And I say I'm not a very big religious person. I don't believe strongly in a religion. I think religion can hurt more than it can help sometimes. I think some people need religion, like a crutch. to, if they a bad drug addiction, they're depressed, thinking about suicide or something. People that are afraid to die. Everybody. I think that's why religion was crafted and created, was to give people. Everybody's afraid to die. We know we're going to die. I think it was crafted and it was made to give someone that hope that when I die, there's something better than this. That my world gets better. I strongly believe that. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks that, but, it's one thing though as I say that about religion, there is a little part in Revelations, if you read the Bible, if you've ever read the Bible. When I used to go to church all the time, Revelations was always a big thing to me. I always thought that was so cool. I wanted to read that. That's the end of the world. It tells how the world's going to end. Armageddon, the end of the world. How amazing is that? And it's in the story. I can read it. It tells me how it's going to end. There's a part in there. It says that in the end of days, there will be a country that's disguised as a lamb, or looks of a lamb, but it's actually a beast, and it devours countries. And if you look at what we've been doing, that pretty much hits the nail on the head. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of a very bizarre thing to read and to look at now. And there are a lot of things in Revelations that you look at now, and it could be, maybe that is real. I like to play devil's advocate, maybe Revelations is true. Maybe we are in the end of days. Maybe it's coming, or maybe not. Maybe when you die, everything is like it was before you were born. What do you remember before you were born? That's probably how it's going to be when you go. Nothing. Your brain, once your brain is done and your heart is done, that's it. Show's over, Jack. Time to pack it up and go away. But enough ranting on religion. But, what our country does is, I'm trying not to badmouth our country so much, but some of the things that we are doing is beyond me, and I cannot agree. We make money. The war machine, it pumps money. It's full of greed. It's full of money. Halliburton, evil as they come. Monsanto, trying to pretty much eradicate the way that we have always farmed and grown our produce, and engineering and modifying things. Is all that bad? There's no way we could produce the kind of food we need to sustain ourselves as a country or as a world if we didn't engineer stuff. But to say that, their molecular structure is exactly the same as a fresh, of a manufactured, scientifically engineered tomato and a fresh tomato you grow in your garden, I beg to differ. You taste both of them and tell me that they taste exactly the same, and that that fresh one isn't better, and probably better for you. I find that is very crazy. But not to get sidetracked. And if you are listening, if you are on speaker.com with me or in the Facebook, don't be afraid to, if you have questions or comments, put them out there. I'll talk to you while the show's going on. We are live. It's 829 Bellevue, Ohio. Every fucking Sunday night. You know where I'm at. I'm in the studio doing this damn thing. But, I want to talk about President Obama because, like I said, these people say, the wars aren't over and we're still there and blah, blah. Yeah, we still have troops there. We have troops a lot of places. We have troops almost in every continent. We have troops on every continent in the world. And we probably have troops in almost every country in the world. If not, we probably do have troops in every country. That doesn't mean we're fighting a war there. Afghanistan, what I read today, a fact that they say that every boot will be off the ground by 2016 or in 2016. We will be gone. We will not have a presence in Afghanistan anymore. They will sustain themselves. You have to understand that, all this ISIS and everything, we've created these monsters. They don't just pop up. If you believe that, you're fucking nuts. We have engineered these monsters. We've built them brick by brick. We've built them up. If you look at the history, Afghanistan, Taliban were our buddies. We were sending them AK-47s. We were sending them all their weapons and all their stuff to hold off the Russians when the Russians were trying to invade Afghanistan in the early 90s. We sold them all kinds of weapons. We helped them. We aided them with all kinds of supplies. We did everything. We gave them everything they needed to take that country over. There's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of conspiracy stuff that the Third Reich, that the FBI and CIA trained the Germans in before World War II happened. That we gave them a lot of aid and stuff, and then they, we build these, we give it this ISIS, I talked about it a little bit a couple weeks ago. I think, they say that all of ISIS's ammo and the tanks and Humvees they drive and stuff were all stuff that was left in Iraq and Afghanistan, that they've just acquired all this stuff that we just leave sitting out in the desert. I don't believe that stuff, for one, that they could acquire all that stuff to build it, or to have all that stuff working like it is. I don't buy it that we left that much stuff there. That doesn't even make sense. If you want to believe that, go ahead, but you're a sheep. You're a little sheeple. That's what I like to say. There's no way. And ISIS, we've built ISIS up. We've let them. We knew that they were a problem, and we let them get more powerful, more powerful, more powerful. People will say that they're already here. That's fine. The way that they do things, we know how they do things. They go somewhere with guns, they shoot places up, they blow themselves up, they detonate IEDs, they detonate, bombs like in the Boston bombing. They, not afraid to take themselves out, to take us out. And the difference between them and us is they kill innocent. They have such a hatred for us that women and children, they do not care. They have no concern for human life. They believe when they die, they go and get 40 virgins. They're not worried. They're not scared. They do their thing. It's how it is. But it's hard to fight an enemy like that. That's just their tactics. It's not like we can just all pick up our guns and we're going to have a skirmish. We're not going to all face off on a battlefield and shoot each other. That's not going to happen. That's not how they operate. They're cowards. They're pussies. They do pussy things. And to kill women and children like they do, and innocent people, and it's just, they are what they are. And if they are here, that's why I said bring it. We're going to see a lot more of it. And by the end of this year, we're going to see a lot more attacks. Sadly, I don't want to see that, but it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It is what it is. But I think President Obama gets a bad rap. Now, is it his fault that they're attacking us like this or doing these kind of things like they are? Did President Obama? I just feel that a lot of people, they want to blame him for everything, but not give him the props for the things that he deserves to get props for. He's done everything he can to get those troops out of Iraq and out of Afghanistan by using drones and using, like I say it all the time, where it's going to be Terminator, man. We're going to have T-1000 or T-2000, walking across the battlefield with machine guns. We're not going to fight wars anymore, and for these people, that's to blow themselves up and stuff. That's fine, because we're going to have so many robots and detection things and spies, and are we going to give up privacy for that? Oh, definitely. We're giving up little bits of privacy every day just from the technology that we're getting in our hands. It makes the world a lot cooler, but it makes it a lot less private. But if you don't give him credit, that man has done everything that he can to get us out of there and get us out of the desert over there and try to, to get away from all that. I just, even with ISIS, he said, the surrounding countries and stuff, they got to step up and defend themselves. We can't keep bailing everybody out. Team America, fuck yeah. That's what we are. That movie was funny, but that movie was real. We try to police every country at all times, and we spread ourselves too thin. We're a very powerful force, but we are also still a country. He's also, all kinds of things that the man's done. If you believe in gay and lesbian rights, he's in Bill Clinton's era, he signed a bill that the don't ask, don't tell policy, where it was, if you wanted to serve in our military and you were gay, before that bill was signed by Bill Clinton, it was looked down on. They wouldn't have let you in. If you would have been openly gay, they would have said, no way, you can't perform. You're not like the rest of these people and blah, blah, some bullshit. When he made this rule where it's don't ask, don't tell. So if you could be openly gay and serve in the army, you just can't tell anybody about it. Can't be open. If you tell someone, then they kick you out, which is real shitty, because of a lifestyle you choose. In no way do I think, am I attracted to men or do I think anything like that? But everybody has a right to feel however they feel. If you're in love with somebody, no matter if it's a man, a woman, and an object, an animal, whatever. If that's whatever your love is, that's what you love. And you can't change that. That's just how these people are. So, Obama, he got rid of that act. Now anybody, gay, lesbian, transgender, you can be in the armed services. You can do what you want. You can get married. He also has been pushing for a gay marriage ban. No such thing as a gay marriage ban anymore in any states. There are some states that are fighting it still, but he's done everything he could because to treat everybody as equal. That's a big thing. That's a problem that the Republican Party has. They don't treat everyone as equal. They want the rich to get richer, and they want to pretty much wipe out the middle class. That's what it seems like. They want to have poor and they want to have rich. And if I'm making so much money that I'm gonna die with tons of money. I'm billions and billions of dollars, and I can't spend it all. I'm gonna sit on it. And you want to tax me more? Oh, well, okay. If I'm making more money, why should I not get taxed more? That's kind of how it works, right? When I make more money on my paycheck, I get more taxes taken out. I think that's just kind of how the world works. So I think he's really fighting for equality. Changing the way things are thought. You look at marijuana, recreational use, and legalization. In November, we're going to see all kinds of bills going up in all kinds of states where they're pushing. Ohio has a bunch. We had that RowdCAST where I had Jake on and we talked about it. We have 2 or 3 states now that recreational use. Two. We have Oregon or Washington and Colorado. And California, medical. We have medical in about 9 states, I believe. That would have never been thought of in a Republican regime, or I say regime, but a Republican in office. There's no way. It's not even fathomable. They would have said no way. We even have southern states that are accepting it. You know, southern, the Bible Belt and the southern states are so conservative. That's unthought. It's unthought of. There's no. It still to me amazes me, but he's pushed that. He came and said, I don't believe that marijuana is any more dangerous than cigarettes or alcohol. He said that. On live TV, our president said that, which is the truth. He's saying the honest to God truth, which we don't get much of. So you have to understand this too. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm somewhere off in the stars somewhere. I just know what I believe and what I'm passionate about, like I talked before. But when my president comes up and says the truth to me and says something that I've known for a long time, that my nation has been feeding me bullshit for years and years, how dangerous of a drug marijuana is and how it kills people and fries all your brain cells and makes you dumb and makes you slow and it'll kill you or it'll get you hooked on heroin or crack. And I know that's not true. And somebody comes up, my president comes up and says, yeah, none of that's true. I don't think there's anything wrong with it being legalized and recreational. It needs to be taxed, and it should be. You know, he says that. He says something like that, and it's honest, and he's telling me facts. That makes me believe him more on other things, other decisions. You know, let's look at some of the other things. What else has he done? I mean, the list goes on and on. He's acquired. He's been pushing a lot to do all kinds of stuff. The unemployment. He's chipping away slowly at that unemployment. You know, we have people. You have to say that. It is, the system is flawed. You know, we do have flaws in the system that need to be fixed. We have too many people that receive welfare and benefits that maybe don't deserve them. There are people that are able to work and don't work and are receiving help for that, and it's not fair to us that work our butts off just to put food on the table and are broke at the end of the month, you know, or the end of the week every week. There's definitely flaws, but you can't say, you have so many people that say that's Obama's fault. That's the president's fault. That's not his fault. These were flaws that were there for a long time, and they've been exploited for a long time. We have plenty of people that, what's the word I'm looking for? That get unemployment, that are working jobs and still receiving unemployment, you know, working something on the side. And we're paying into this, you know, or they paid into that. But, you know, no matter what kind of system you're going to have people exploiting it. The thing that's getting really interesting now is that we have, there's a lot of states that are pushing to drug test welfare recipients. And that, I think, is the best. I think that's a great idea. There's no, if any normal person has to be drug tested in order to get a fucking job, you need to be drug tested in order to get benefits. If you can't work, you shouldn't be able to be smoking crack and still getting $800 a month for food stamps and EBT. That's not fair. You know, our unemployment is dwindling down, though. We have people, a lot more people are going to work, and that's an awesome, awesome thing. You know, but he's a scapegoat when anything bad happens. That, you know, it's, well, fucking Obama did that. Fucking Obama is his fault. It's you know, the motherfucker, you know, killed bin Laden. That's something Bush couldn't do. And it's not that Bush couldn't do it. Bush knew where he was at. He had multiple. I know somebody that was in a Delta squad, and had their orders. This was years and years and years. I mean, this was right after September 11th. This was probably 2002, 2003. They had their orders were they were going to kill Osama, and they were outside of a town. They were waiting, and he was in. They knew where they were going to go get him. They knew where he was at. They were just waiting for the orders from President Bush to go and fucking take his ass out. And they waited for 2 days. Never got the order. President Bush never ordered it. He let him go. He slipped through the cracks. By the time they went in, he wasn't there. So, fucking bullshit, dude. The motherfucker let him go. And you mean to tell me there's pictures of the Bush family and the Bin Ladens? They're both oil. Big money oil families. They're both oil tycoon families. And they knew each other. This is like... It's like you couldn't write a movie fucking stranger than that. They grew up knowing each other, and it's like... And then they go to battle, one side and the other. One becomes a terrorist, even though he's American-born and rich and has all the money in the world, and he runs away to praise Allah and fight for Islam. It's like, it's like somebody writing a fucking movie script, dude. Like, there's no fucking way. I really, 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 I don't buy that shit, man. But, so, why? It's his buddy. It was his buddy. His family knew their family. That's why he didn't kill him. That's why he didn't take him out. He could have. We have some of the best special ops, baddest motherfucking SEAL Team 6, those guys that did take him out. They could have took him out a long time ago, and they didn't, for a reason. So, Obama, he pulled the trigger. He sent those motherfuckers to get him. They said, give us the orders. He said, do it now. Take that motherfucker out. Kill him. And they killed him, and that's also something you have people say, well, we never seen the body. We didn't. We don't know. We have a lot of people that are witnesses that were there that said he was shot with a, we had a picture or something that he had a bullet in his head or something, but, and do I think it's strange? Excuse me. Do I think it's strange that the motherfucker, they said they took his body out to sea so that they didn't bury him because they thought that other terrorists would come and dig his body up, or, wherever his gravesite was at, they would cause attacks or something like that. So they threw his body in the ocean, burn him or whatever, and threw his ashes in the ocean or something like that. Is that fucking strange? Yeah, that's fucking strange. And, you usually think something is kind of fucking weird. It sounds kind of fucking weird. But, I mean, you ain't seen the dude in any more videos, have you? Just saying. Before he was even when he was all fucked up with his little fucking raggedy ass cane and he was doing the fucking gimp walk through the fucking caves, he was still producing. They were still putting videos out just to show that he was still kicking. You ain't seen no more fucking videos. I ain't seen no videos. I think the motherfucker is ashed out, man. I think he is floating in the ocean somewhere. So, I give him credit. I think that was him. Obama fucking killed that motherfucker. I remember hearing that news, It was just such a surprise and a relief that, the most dangerous terrorist in the world is dead. But there's so many other terrorist groups out there. There's so many other guys that are just waiting to get, step into those shoes and become that next Osama bin Laden and be worshipped. And, like that Jihad John that they're tracking now, the guy that's the face of all their new videos and shit like that. So, you talk about gas prices being down. And I mean, I don't know how much that has to do with our president, though. That's something where I go on the other side. Like, everybody wants to give all the props to him, but does that really have anything to do with him? We had gas was under $2 at one time. We haven't seen that since I think the last time I remember that, I was like 16, 17. I just started driving. It's crazy to think that was like 10, 11 years ago, but we haven't seen anything like that of gas prices. That's fucking insane. I truly believe that the Saudis are trying to hurt our fracking industry, because that's how we're, obtaining our own. We're trying to stay away from foreign resources and use our own now. But I think they're dropping the price of their oil and gas to try to hurt the fracking business. I really don't. I don't expect it to stay long. I have a feeling by the end of the summer, we're gonna see prices up to $4 or $5 again. Sadly, so we don't know how long that'll last. But if I haven't. There's just so many fucking haters out there, that hate on President Obama, and I hate to pull this fucking card, but I think a lot of them it's because they're fucking racist. They just can't get their fucking head around a black president. Still, it's like 2015. We haven't grown enough of a country to know that people are fucking different. You grow up in different countries. You grow up with different climates. Your skin may look different. You have different ethnicities. You have different cultures. Everything makes you who you are. That is fucking the world we live in. 2015. Not very hard to understand. I still hear people say, older people and stuff. I heard somebody a couple weeks ago say, God made black and God made white, and he didn't mix them for a reason, so we shouldn't either. The guy said that. And he's an old man. But he fucking, that's racism. It's still alive, man. And I just think a lot of people, and I may be wrong, some people don't, maybe that doesn't matter at all, but I have a feeling for a lot of people, that's what it is. You hate on the guy. The guy's done nothing but, there's a lot of things, healthcare we could talk about. That he said everybody will keep their own plans and everything and blah blah, and it didn't work out like that. Healthcare is kind of a mess right now. But you know what? He's made it so that if anybody wants healthcare, they can get it. It's not a mile's reach. It's within reach now. You can have it if you pay for it. You can go to the marketplace. You can get it at a very cheap price. You can, he did that. Universal healthcare is what he's striving for. And like I said, it's somewhat of a mess, but the idea and the availability of it, that we didn't have it before. So, I could talk about his flaws too. He did say the NSA, he said no more secrets. He was going to shut down the NSA, and he didn't do that. And it's almost, the NSA has gotten worse since he's gotten into office. But it also makes you wonder is who pulls the strings, Is he just a puppet on a string, and they say, listen, Mr. Obama, this is what you're going to say, and this is what you're going to do, and we're going to go do this, and it's not going to be like what you think at all, and that's how things are going to go. Is that how it is? It's very interesting. I don't really know. One second. But enough ranting and raving. I've been pacing back and forth like a fucking madman. Like I said, though, dude, we don't, being normal people, we don't know how much he's in control. We don't know how much other people are in control. I'm still, to this day, believe that maybe somebody else pulls all the shots and runs the world. Fucking Freemasons or the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them. It's still hard it's going to be hard for you to get me to believe that otherwise, you know. It just seems sometimes that, like I say, it's almost like a movie. Things are too good to be true. It's too much coincidence to not. Some kind of organization in control of everything. It's just, it's real creepy. Like I said, though, I think a lot of people, that he's a black president, and they just can't take it. And if Hillary takes office and we have a woman president, then what are people going to do? Men are going to be fucking going crazy. And I also think that when a lot of women talk, I'm not saying that this is all women, but some, their significant other or something has these strong views that doesn't like a black president or doesn't agree with Obama, and so they stand right beside him and they're preaching the same hate and spewing the same shit that their significant others saying. I think that happens a lot. It's just when you're with somebody and you love somebody, sometimes their views kind of merge with your views, and you start saying things that you may not have agreed or totally believed, I guess, before. But, like I said, I was really fired about this tonight. But some of the things I talked about, that's just a handful of his accomplishments and things that the guy's worked on. And I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a lover of him. I don't think he's the greatest president that ever lived at all. But I don't think he's such a bad guy either. And I wish, people would grow up and realize that, we're cruising through the future. We're moving so fast. Some of these old timer things that we have and ways that we live are just bizarre, and they need to be forgot and left in the past. And we need to keep pushing forward as human beings, not just as our nation, as a whole, as creatures that we are living on this planet. We got to take care of the planet. That's the most important thing. I always say it. I sound like a hippie, but destroying, ripping apart, ravaging, cutting the forest down, sucking the oil out, fucking ruining the oceans, dumping oil into the oceans, into the lakes, into the rivers, chemicals, spewing chemicals into the ground, toxic waste, and we can't keep doing this forever. We're going to ruin it all. And to worry about a president and let that consume your life and think and blame him for every issue that you have. Blame him that your finger slipped through the toilet paper and you got shit on your hand. There's other issues out there, and don't give, like I said, it boils down to give props where props are due. I mean, that's what it fucking is. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. Appreciate you all joining me. Nobody said anything. So fuck all you motherfuckers for never fucking commenting or jumping into the fucking conversation with me. Because I know you're fucking listening. I see all your little plays and all the shit you guys are doing. I get all the statistics. But you guys don't say shit. So just keep being you little silent fucking naysaying motherfuckers. I love you guys. So really, you guys are the best. I appreciate all the props I get, all the love. Keep playing this shit. Keep sharing my shit. Keep getting everybody turned on to the fucking RowdCAST. It's only getting bigger and better. We're getting up there, man. And I can't wait till I get the HD video going and my show. It's going to become so much cooler. So stick with me. We'll have a guest next Friday. The next couple of days, I'll have a post up of who I'm going to have on with me next Sunday. So, keep jamming me, guys. I love y'all. Take care of each other, man. Take care of the fucking planet. Be good. Later. Peace.